Going in style is such like an interesting object of a film. This is the old man heist comedy. Some of you might know this from the remake of it from 2017. You know, it was Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine. Of course, that really is a film that doesn't exist. But Going in Style, the '79 film, this was just like a swept under the rug, you know, austere, brilliant, you know, piece of work here.
What the hell's the matter with this kid?
This was Martin Brest's first commercial feature. He would go on to greater success with Beverly Hills Cop, Midnight Run, Scent of a Woman, Gigli. But this movie is kind of his guarantor. This is the movie that shows people, oh, this guy can make a movie. A guy who was 27 at the time, the only credited screenwriter here, he wrote the movie. And yet this is a movie with such pathos and understanding and sympathy and fear, you know, paranoia a little bit about aging and being old in America. Of course, it helps that this movie's imbued with three of the greatest 70s old people: Art Carney from The Honeymooners, Lee Strasberg, the actor's studio, Lee Strasberg, we're talking about the same guy, and George Burns.
You act Gonzo fiddles while George burns.
George Burns, I think, is the most interesting guy here. It does feel like it ultimately is his movie. And it's so interesting to consider as part of like his career trajectory, you know, starting off as a vaudeville guy with his comedy partner and wife, the amazing Gracie Allen. They had a million review shows over the years. But after Allen died in 1964, I suppose to take his mind off of things, he just locked in. He started producing a bunch of sitcoms, he went on the road, and then Ray Starks wants to adapt Neil Simon's The Sunshine Boys. He wants Jack Benny. Jack Benny falls ill, eventually passes away as well, and then George Burns steps into that role, and it becomes sort of the keystone of his late career. I'd argue that he becomes a bigger star in his old age than he did in his early years. They give him Oh God, a Greg Turkington classic, and then Going in Style, which is ostensibly these three guys' uncut gems before Uncut Gems. You know, when I say that, I mean it's like pushing the boundaries of people's perceptions of these guys. Oh God is already kind of like a subversion, but Going in Style is like, this is a heist movie, this is a crime movie, this is a drama. You know, Lee Strasberg can do drama. Can Art Carney do drama? Can George Burns do drama? Straight drama, believable drama. And it works, it goes without a hitch, and I think is the defining film of his legacy. It's a movie that shouldn't be as fun or as profound as it is, but it is, and you should watch it.